The everything is an Xbox is making more sense as efforts are being made to bring legacy Xbox games on Windows. So as we know, ever since the launch and announcement of the Xbox Ally devices, you've had the consistent debate as to whether it is an Xbox or not. It is an Xbox. It is developed with Xbox, with their software. It has all of the Xbox features that you would want, but one of the major things it does not have is the backwards compatibility to your console games that are currently on your Xbox console. Now, to think that they were just going to leave this and never work on potentially bringing that over, especially with all of their marketing campaigns, that this is an Xbox marketing campaign, basically looking at anything with a screen and turning that into a device that is going to be able to play your Xbox games, it would be kind of crazy if they were just to never even look into bringing over console games and bringing over legacy titles, especially when we've seen what they've done with the Xbox consoles and their backwards compatibility program, which I think has been one of the best ones that we've ever gotten. Unfortunately, they've slowed down on it for a multitude of reasons, and I'm hoping going forward into the next generation, they start ramping up more of the backwards compatibility stuff. But of course, the console games are missing on your ROG Ally devices and on your Xbox, Windows, PC. But it looks like they are putting in the efforts here, and going forward into next generation, Windows is going to have that full integration with console games, with backwards compatibility titles, and everything really is going to be an Xbox. This is an article here from WCCF Tech saying that an effort is being made to make legacy Xbox games playable on Windows and ROG Xbox Ally. An insider is claiming here. Now, this is not the first time that we have heard this, so an insider claiming this isn't just out of the blue. We've seen multiple articles, multiple reports that this is the future, is what they are working on in the back end. We've even heard Jason Ronald comment on this and hint that this is the future. And even just recently, he's talked about 2026 and hyping up that a lot of the things he can't confirm or deny, but there should be some excitement going around as to what Xbox is going to be giving us, as well as giving us information on the ecosystem going forward. And I think it has directly to do with this type of stuff here. But this is over on the Reset Era forum. Nate the Hate, who is a reliable insider, whether you agree with him, like him, or whatever, he has gotten a lot of stuff correct. So when he puts something out there, you have to take a little bit of notice here, because there's a probably a decent probability that it will come true. And this website is pretty good in overall giving you the probability of the rumor. It actually is giving it an 80% rating, meaning that it is probable that this will happen. Now, he is suggesting that there is a chance that backwards compatibility could be expanded to more platforms, saying here, there exists a hope to make legacy Xbox, OG, and Xbox 360 games backwards compatible on ROG and Windows. Whether they succeed is the unknown, but there is an effort being made. And the other unknown would be how extensive will the initiative be in offerings? Will it be what we currently have on the series, or will backwards compatibility expand to add more titles across the Xbox ecosystems? And what they do also mention in this article is that the next generation Xbox is rumored to be powered by an AMD Magnus APU and will be backwards compatible with previous generation games. Now, that is something that we saw with this generation, as they did go over your Series X and S are basically fully backwards compatible with your Xbox One generation. That's going to obviously be the way going forward for Xbox. You're not going to all of a sudden have segmented generations where you don't get access to previous stuff. But the big question is, how do they take that Magnus APU and how do they utilize that to give you backwards compatibility to Xbox 360 and the OG Xbox? But I'm assuming here that they are working on it. I would say with the 25th anniversary, this all does line up to make a ton of sense. You think about the first party titles from their legacy titles that they have coming, from the Halo to the Fable to the Forza to the Gears, and they're going to want to probably promote that 25 years of Xbox. Here are the games that you get to play throughout the whole lifespan that you've played all the way back when it first did launch. The biggest issue I think that they may run into, which we did see with the current backwards compatibility program, would be the actual licensing of games. I think that's one of the major reasons why they had to stop the backwards compatibility program, licensing, paying for all of that stuff, reaching out to the correct people to make sure that you can actually put these games back out there onto the store. Probably was a hassle and not really fully worth it, as how many people are going and playing some of these more niche titles? Probably not very many. And with that collaboration with AMD, they're probably working something in there where you can have a version of console games, a version of the console on your PC, similar to what we've already heard about with the Xbox PC console hybrid that's coming out to the next generation. I'm guessing they're going to try to take that and transfer that system over to PCs as well. So if you do want to get access to your console stuff, you can. And to me, that is an absolutely extremely exciting future when you're not being held back by having to purchase a certain piece of hardware that at times, as the years go by in the generation, may come long in the tooth. You may want to upgrade. Some games aren't running as good as they can, especially if you're comparing it to PC. This will take all of that away. There will be no more sitting back and hoping that games will be optimized or that this game can run on this piece of hardware, this piece of hardware. There will always be something out there that can run games the way that you want it to run if they open up Xbox to literally every single PC device, every single device out there. And obviously, the cloud gaming is going to be a huge thing simply because what we are seeing with the prices. This stuff isn't going to be cheap. And this is why this hardware side of stuff is pushing more into the luxury side of gaming and into the luxury side of the market. RAM prices are increasing. The next generation is going to be very expensive, but if you can afford it, you're going to be having some pretty cool experiences here, being able to access everything. The other thing that Xbox is working very closely on is with AMD and is to improve ray tracing as well as FSR features in games. AMD has the console market, of course. I mean, they're working with PlayStation with Project Amethyst, and now Xbox has already announced previously that they were working with AMD, but this is just further into that. They put out a video here specifically talking about FSR, Redstone, and how this is going to be helping games going forward to perform and run better, and how Xbox is working in collaboration with this stuff here. But this is a video that goes into detail of all of these features, and here is what they say. Introducing AMD FSR Redstone technology, a new era of gaming innovation. Our FSR upscaling technology, formerly FSR4, now works alongside other new machine learning powered advancements like FSR frame generation, FSR ray regeneration, and FSR radiance caching. Together, these features deliver ultra smooth gameplay, lifelike lighting, and cinematic detail, making every frame nothing short of extraordinary. And then they go over all of the different features that are in there, exactly what they do. So if you want to read more on those, definitely go check that out. But yes, if you've ever used a PC gaming rig and you use AMD, you can go and check all of these features off if games support it, and you can see the difference that it does make in games. Yeah, you got to tinker. Sometimes it doesn't look great. Sometimes stuttering occurs, and there is tinkering that is involved in this. But I'm guessing if they do implement this stuff into the console side, there will be pretty much no tinkering. It'll just be utilized to make games perform better with taking some of the load off of the actual hardware. Now, Matt Booty does enter this video, and here's what he says. Real-time ray tracing enables high-fidelity, realistic cinematic reflections, yet for many games, the runtime cost is prohibitive. FSR Redstone helps change that. We've been working very closely with AMD to co-develop FSR ray regeneration to achieve a material improvement in real-time ray tracing. I'm pleased to say that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is the first game ever to showcase this visual enhancing technology. And he goes on here to say, additionally, with today's Redstone launch driver, FSR frame generation is also now available for players running Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on AMD's 9000 series graphics cards. And you would expect that this is all going to transfer over to the console in the next gen. And he ends this off by saying, we have a long history with AMD, from our ambitious hardware plans to how our teams are working together today and deliver the best in-class experience for players in games like Call of Duty. Our work on FSR Redstone is just one example of what this partnership is unlocking today, and our teams can't wait to share more of what our collaboration with AMD will unlock in the future across games and our next generation hardware. And that is the key. Because even Matt Booty now, he's not the first. People are still saying Xbox is dead, which is absurd. I mean, you can still go into stores and buy them. They're still selling them. We heard about the deal with Foxconn where they're trying to ramp up production with millions more coming out, so I think specifically for GTA 6. They are making next generation hardware. There's going to be a lot of great tech in there, and it's going to be extremely exciting to see. But this is the future of Xbox. Everything, everywhere. Console, PC, whatever device that you're playing on. And I honestly couldn't be more excited. I think this is a great direction that they are going. But I'll end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.